Hi, I'm back to redesigning cartoon characters because I'm bored. This is part 3 of me redesigning My Little Pony Equestria girls characters. I have already redesigned the main 7 in previous videos, so you can watch those too. In this one I will tackle Celestia, Luna, and Cadence. Why not? But first, a few disclaimers. 1. I am in no way a professional character designer or even artist. I am self-taught and I like redesigning fictional characters. 2. This is just for fun. I am not fixing anything or whatever. And 3. Everything here are my opinions and headcanons. These characters do not have canonical ethnicities, therefore I, as well as you, can imagine them differently. First, I want to talk a little bit about the original designs. If you want to watch the redesigns, skip to this timestamp. So, in the first 2 parts I mentioned the weird proportions, lack of variety in the designs, and how the designs themselves are pretty hit or miss. Overall, I don't actively dislike them. These ones, however, their proportions are freaking me out even more. It is mostly the long legs. I'm assuming the creators wanted them to be taller than the students, but they mostly elongated the legs, which is not how you make a character taller. You elongate all their body parts, not just the legs. But I get it. This style isn't realistic and some parts are exaggerated on purpose. I just don't really like the look of it. I don't know. Their pants really don't help either and make the proportions look even weirder. With Cadence it's better because she appeared much later and by that point the style and designs got better overall, but I'll talk about them individually later. For my redesigns, I knew I wanted to put them all in suits, but play around with the silhouettes based on their vibes and personalities. I basically searched up women's suits and look for fitting references and modified them a bit. But let's finally get to the redesigns. First up is Celestia. Her original design is not the best, let's say that. The colors are definitely not the ones that I would pick. I like some parts of her outfit and others I don't really get. I also don't get her hair. Like, what are these spikes? Why are they here? Next is something I only noticed when looking for references for this, but she's pink? I know that everyone's skin is slightly different color from their pony versions, but in the show she's pretty much white. Her outline is just a tad bit pink, but in Equestria Girl she's just pastel pink. It immediately made me think of old MLP merch where Celestia was bright pink, because I guess girls wouldn't play with her if she wasn't pink. Maybe that has something to do with this change, or maybe not, I don't know, just something I noticed. For my design I went for something strict but still welcoming, or something. I just thought this type of suit would suit her. Anyway, in my headcanon her and Luna are mixed black and Japanese. It's kind of just my first association, but also I always saw Luna as at least partially black, so that kind of applied to Celestia in my head as well. Celestia will have lighter skin though. Maybe she's leaning more to her Japanese side and to Luna more to her black side. I don't know. I also just like giving darker skin to characters associated with the color white. It makes for fun designs, in my opinion. Do I have to say that not everyone agreed with me whenever I drew Celestia in the past? I just have to mention it in every video, don't I? It wasn't anything new though, just the same old, she's literally Snow White, why are you making her black? Luna should be black and Celestia should be white. I'm just gonna say that it's okay if you disagree with my takes, and there is no point in arguing about this because there is no correct answer. I remember struggling a bit with this drawing. I wanted to give her light lashes but wasn't sure how to make it look good. Also, her hair was a bit of a challenge. I gave her braids, and usually when I draw braids I do them in multiple layers, but Celestia has multicolor hair. So on top of already having to do multiple layers of braids, I also had to keep in mind all the colors and make sure it looks nice and kind of resembles the original. I think I could have made the hair longer maybe, but it's whatever. I also do like that in the original she's tall, so I wanted to keep that. It kind of reminded me of the principal from Wednesday, a similar vibe, kind of. To be honest, I drew this around when I posted the last redesigning video, but I didn't really like the drawing, so I kinda gave up on making this video you're watching right now, but I'm glad I didn't delete the drawing because I looked at it after some time and thought, it's literally not that bad, why was I so picky? And here we are. But here is my Celestia redesign. Next up is Luna, and her original design is probably my least favorite of the three. My first issue are her colors. She does not match any of her Friendship is Magic versions, and it bothers me. Her outfits... I don't even know what this top was supposed to be, and again with the hair spikes, it looks stupid. Her proportions aren't as freaky looking compared to Celestia since she's shorter, but still, the legs. For my design, I wanted to make her maybe not dressed as formally, but still strict. I actually feel like she would be more strict than Celestia, despite her position. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like, I don't know about you, but in my school, the vice principal was always so much scarier than the actual principal, and I feel like this fits the dynamic here. Like I said before, I made her mixed black and Japanese, but leaning more towards black, and I gave her vitiligo. I feel like it's a pretty widely accepted headcanon in the fandom, and I agree with it. I think it suits her. I chose the colors from her most popular version. For her hair, I gave her a little side part with a lot of curls and volume. Makes me think of 80s or 90s. The colors were pretty straightforward here. I used her fur color for the suit, added a pattern to it to make it more interesting, as well as some solid black areas to balance it out, and added little moons here and there. I actually drew this some time ago along with the previous drawing. For some reason I didn't like it in the process, yet didn't really bother fixing the things that I didn't like. But I'm kinda glad that I didn't, because now I think this drawing is perfectly fine, and I don't know why I was so picky, again. There have been some minor changes to my style since then, but it's nothing too big. Just the way I drew noses is a little bit different now. Some parts of the coloring as well, especially cloth coloring, because I'll get into it later. But here is my Luna redesign. And the last but not least is Cadence. I think she was actually my favorite when I was growing up. I'm not even sure why, maybe it's the varying episodes. Anyway, her original design is actually better than the previous two in my opinion. She did appear much later in the movie, so her proportions are better, and her design makes a bit more sense. Can't say I'm a huge fan of it though. For my design, I didn't change her suit style too much, but I wanted the silhouette to be a little more interesting. I did trace my reference photo to save myself some time. Don't judge me. And I changed the colors of her outfit. I made the jacket and shoes the same colors as the student's uniform. She is from that fancy schmancy school where they wear uniforms, so I wanted to tie that in a little bit. I wasn't sure about her dress, though. I wanted to incorporate her body color in the outfit, like I usually do, and the dress seemed like the best option. I would have preferred to make it dark blue, kind of like on the reference I used, but then the color scheme wouldn't be as recognizable. I like to keep the original colors in my redesigns, but it's fine. I made her Chinese, no specific reason here, just the first thing I thought of. I wasn't too sure about her face when I was done with this drawing, the face shape specifically. Maybe it's because of the hairstyle I picked, I didn't really give it too much thought. I do like her original hairstyle, but I guess I wanted her to be different from Celestia and Luna. Okay, I guess the bun is kinda shaped like a heart, and her face shape is kinda heart. Whatever. This drawing I actually made more recently, so there are some coloring and anatomy changes from the previous two drawings. The nose style is a little bit different, the clothes shading as well. It just started bothering me that I used two different techniques for shading the face and shading everything else. For the face I do like solid shapes, but for clothing I do airbrushing. And I don't know, I have made a tutorial on my coloring on my channel where I showed that, but I don't know, sometime later I'm like, why am I doing it differently? So I wanna try like doing solid shapes on the clothes as well. I need to do some clothing studies, maybe. But anyway, not the topic of the video. Here is my last redesign for today. And this is it for this video. I am pretty pleased with these designs, honestly. If you want to share your headcanons, you can do that in the comments. I love reading them. Here I put them all on the same canvas for a little height comparison. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe. Check out my other socials, they will be on the screen and in the description. Stay safe everyone, and bye!